Hello, and welcome back to our course on Introduction to Scrum. In this module, we will look at the elements to be considered when scaling Scrum for large projects and the enterprise. When dealing with large projects requiring the efforts of multiple, 4 or more Scrum teams, with multiple product owners and multiple Scrum Masters, the fundamental processes determined in chapters 8 through 12 of the SBOC Guide remain valid, but some additional considerations and updates to inputs, tools, and outputs may be required. This may include additional coordination and synchronization needs. The impacts to the fundamental Scrum processes when scaling Scrum to large projects are described in Chapter 13 of the SBOC Guide. The definition of what constitutes a large project usually depends on the organization and/or the complexity of the projects being undertaken. A key criterion for whether a project is considered small versus large is whether the project requires multiple Scrum Masters and/or multiple product owners. If the project requires just one Scrum Master and one product owner, then these individuals can normally handle any additional communication and synchronization efforts required by the project. When applying Scrum at an enterprise level, such as to a program or portfolio, there may be several hundred Scrum teams with several thousand people working on multiple projects within programs and/or portfolios throughout the organization. Applying Scrum at a program or portfolio level will have certain impacts to the underlying projects. In general, the Scrum projects should still be executed using the fundamental Scrum processes discussed in chapters 8 through 12 for typical small projects in the SBOC Guide, while incorporating the additional considerations outlined in Chapter 13 for large projects that have multiple product owners and/or Scrum Masters. Some of the challenges that arise at the program or portfolio level are similar to those that come up when applying Scrum to a large project. The synchronization between teams and the overall collaboration are usually the biggest challenges with a large Scrum project. This is also a challenge when applying Scrum at a program or portfolio level. However, the biggest challenges when applying Scrum at the program or portfolio level usually occur on the business side because the business priorities of different projects conflict with each other and may also conflict with the overall goals of the program or portfolio. These priorities and goals must be aligned. When implementing Scrum at the enterprise level, there are not only additional inputs, tools, and outputs as in a large Scrum project, there are also special additional processes that are required to address the additional prioritization, alignment, and coordination efforts. These additional considerations are discussed in Chapter 14 of the SBOC Guide. This concludes the module on scaling Scrum. Thank you for learning with us.